Hello and welcome back to Norfolk Airguns. Ever been in a gun shop listening to someone confidently spouting what they believe is absolute truth about airguns? You know the type, the self-proclaimed expert, dropping little pearls of wisdom that often sound, well, a little off. The problem with these opinions, often repeated and unchallenged, they can quickly become ingrained as fact, especially for newcomers to the sport. And once a myth gains credence, it spreads like wildfire. Opinions are two for a penny, but facts are priceless. Today, we're cutting through the noise. I've listened, I've heard, and I've compiled 5 of the most common, most unsettling airgun myths that just refuse to die. We're going to debunk them one by one with facts. Let's dive in. Let's kick things off with a classic, especially for the spring gun enthusiasts. Big springs. The accepted wisdom was bigger, thicker and longer springs meant more power. But surely your gun would just kick you harder than Bruce Lee would, right? Sadly, these tuned guns often lacked actual power and accuracy, as they rarely come as part of a deal. We were obsessed with the idea of more power. Thankfully, thanks to pioneers like Jim Tyler, we learned a better way. We discovered that longer, thinner wire springs often delivered a more pleasant shooting cycle, leading to gains in accuracy as well. Sometimes reducing the power a little actually made things a lot better. So what was the lesson here? Power is not the primary aim of tuning. Consistency and accuracy are key. Here we go again. The never-ending quest, the elusive goal of power, but this time with pre-charged pneumatics. The myth suggests that overfilling your PCP, even filling it to the right stated maximum, will give you more juice. The truth is, overfilling or even filling an unregulated PCP to the absolute limit will often result in low power for the first few shots, before climbing to the maximum, then dropping off again. This is known as the power curve. Beyond that, overfilling runs the risk of damaging seals and in extreme cases could cause damage to the gun's cylinder. That damages your wallet and, more importantly, a risk to yourself. And while we're on the subject of injury, a PCP gun should only be filled with clean, dry, compressed air. Stories of people gaining efficiency for power over other gases out there, but rarely do mention the catastrophic damages and legality involved. The lesson, I would say, for unregulated PCPs, fill it to around 20 bars less than maximum fill pressure, and only use clean, dry, compressed air. Moving from power to precision. The myth is that a hair light trigger is always better for accuracy. The trigger on air rifles, especially spring guns, has a tough job as it is. They're holding back a piston against a massive spring, often with a very little sear overlap. Setting your trigger to light dramatically increases the risk of an untimely discharge and does absolutely nothing to aid accuracy and can lead to the dreaded flinch. An involuntary twitch, once a flinch is ingrained, it is incredibly hard to get rid of. Triggers need to be predictable for me. That means a distinct and slightly heavier first and a second stage. And the lesson here, a predictable trigger with a slightly heavier pull is safer and ultimately more accurate than an unpredictable hair trigger. Time for some practical advice on maintenance. The myth: grease is grease, just use whatever you have. Not true. There's a wide array of greases, each with a distinct application. For air guns, we'll keep it simple. You've got your moly grease and your silicone. Do not mix them up. Moly grease works well in high pressure metal and metal applications, so it's great for springs, pistons and breech jaws, but use sparingly. Too much in the front of a piston seal can cause dieseling. Silicone grease, on the other hand, should never be used on sliding metal to metal components, like your trigger. Over time, they can act as a grinding compound and even lead to seizures. Silicone grease are useful for O-rings in high pressure environments, as they won't ignite, but again, use sparingly. What's the lesson? Be aware that greases have distinct applications. Use the right grease for the right job. This is one I've heard quite a few times, often coupled with the idea that extra power gives you license for extra long shots. The myth: if you have an FAC, high powered air gun, you don't need to be fussy about pellet placement. That scares me, that does. The truth is, FAC power will deliver neither of these results safely or ethically. Hunting shots always need to be direct to the control centre, the animal's brain. It's the only way to be sure to bring matters to a swift and humane conclusion. I know some swear by body shots, but if you take that option, you're actually aiming for something that you cannot see. Let me explain. A body shot target, the approximate heart and lung area, which is protected by internal structures, making it precise placement quite difficult. Medically, it's surprising how much organ displacement there is between individuals. Compare that to the skull, which contains, as I said, the brain, a far easier to navigate target with the promise of a far greater success. While higher power air guns do offer flat trajectories and are less affected by wind and shot placement, it's always paramount with shot placement. Lesson: shot placement is paramount. Irrespective of the power used, always aim at the right spot. Well, there you have it. 5 common airgun myths debunked, in my opinion anyway. Let me know in the comments, what are the airgun myths that you know of? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It does really help the channel grow. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell icon for more airgun content. Or why not think about becoming a channel member? From 99p, you get access to all the main videos before the public. There's about 7 weeks at the moment, and you get your name ahead of all the main videos. Again, these are all my opinions and how I think they're debunked. That's just me. I'm going to do a part 2, because since I did this one, I have actually got 5 more. So I'll make a part 2 to this. So this will be part 1. I'll make a part 2. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. Shoot safe, shoot straight, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.
With every shot I find my flow in the silence after this.